the noise that drowned your truth. For most of your life, you didn't ignore yourself on purpose. You were surrounded by noise, voices telling you who to be, what to want, how to live. Parents, teachers, society, fear, expectations, survival. And slowly, almost without noticing, their voices became louder than your own. You learned to silence your instincts, to doubt your feelings, to mistrust that quiet inner knowing. Every time something inside you said, "This doesn't feel right," you told yourself to be patient. Every time your heart pulled you in a different direction, you called it unrealistic. Every time your soul whispered, "There's more," you turned up the volume of distraction. You stayed busy, you stayed practical, you stayed numb. And yet, deep down, something always felt off. You followed the right path, but it didn't feel like your path. You achieved things that looked good on the outside, but felt empty on the inside. You smiled in public and questioned everything in private. Carl Jung once said, "The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of the parents." But the burden doesn't stop with childhood. As adults, we carry unlived versions of ourselves, dreams we abandoned, truths we ignored, paths we were afraid to take. That weight doesn't disappear. It settles quietly in your chest. And life keeps moving, but something inside you stays behind.
The cost of not listening. Ignoring yourself always comes with a price. At first, the cost is small. A little dissatisfaction, a little restlessness, a little exhaustion you can't explain. But over time, that cost grows. You start feeling tired even when you rest. You lose motivation for things that once mattered. You feel disconnected from people, from joy, from meaning. You may call it burnout. You may call it stress. You may call it depression. But beneath all of it is one simple truth. You stopped listening to yourself. Jung believed that when the unconscious is ignored, it finds other ways to speak through anxiety, emptiness, and emotional pain. Your inner voice doesn't punish you, it warns you. It says, "This life is not aligned. You are living someone else's expectations. You are betraying your own nature." And the longer you ignore these messages, the louder they become. You begin to feel trapped, not by circumstances, but by your own choices. You feel like time is passing, but you are standing still. You feel like you are surviving instead of living. This is the cost of silence. The moment everything became unbearable. There is always a breaking point. A moment when pretending becomes harder than telling the truth, when the weight of not listening becomes heavier than the fear of change. It may come as a quiet breakdown in the middle of the night, or a sudden wave of sadness with no clear reason, or a moment of clarity where you realize, "I can't keep living like this." This moment is not weakness, it is awakening. Jung believed that transformation begins when the ego collapses, when the old identity can no longer hold together. This is where many people turn back. They choose comfort over truth. They choose familiarity over freedom. But some people pause. They listen. For the first time, you stop asking everyone else what you should do. You stop searching for permission. You sit with yourself, honestly, quietly, bravely. And there it is, that voice you've ignored for years, calm, clear, certain. It doesn't shout, It doesn't beg. It simply says, "This is not who you are," and you know it.
The day you finally listened. Listening to yourself is not a dramatic moment. It's not applause. It's not instant clarity. It's a decision. A quiet, terrifying decision to trust yourself again. On that day, nothing outside may have changed, but everything inside did. You stopped negotiating with fear. You stopped explaining your pain. You stopped betraying your instincts. You admitted the truth you had been avoiding, that you were unhappy, that you were unfulfilled, that you wanted something different. Listening to yourself didn't give you all the answers, but it gave you direction. You didn't know how everything would work out. You only knew you could no longer live a lie. And that was enough. Jung called this process individuation, the courage to become who you truly are, not who the world demands. This is the day life begins to shift. When life starts responding. When you listen to yourself, something unexpected happens. Life responds. Not immediately, not magically, but meaningfully. You begin to make decisions that feel aligned, even if they're uncomfortable. You begin to say no without guilt. You begin to choose depth over approval. And slowly, the chaos inside you starts to settle. You notice small changes, a sense of relief, moments of clarity, energy returning. You start attracting people who resonate with your truth, not your mask. Opportunities appear that align with who you are becoming. Paths open that were invisible before. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. The world feels lighter because you are no longer fighting yourself. Becoming the person you were always meant to be. The day you finally listened to yourself was not the end. It was the beginning. You didn't suddenly become fearless. You became honest. You didn't lose uncertainty. You gained trust in yourself. You realized that the voice you were searching for in books, mentors, and signs was always inside you. Life becomes simpler, not easier, but clearer. You stop asking, "What should I do?" and start asking, "What feels true?" And for the first time, your life starts to feel like yours. Because the most powerful decision you will ever make is the moment you finally listen to yourself.